Welcome back to Fire and Smoke, Blight and Bloom. We are Phillip,
Abby,
Blake, Ethan,
Eric,
also known as Dungeon Master.
Odessa Vandiver,
Randolph Higdon, Scratch,
Sleeves.
Last episode, Odessa found herself talking to Beatrice Olivero outside of her home, deep in the woods, all by her lonesome. She was wearing the cloak of Chops, who Chops stole it from somebody in the conspiracy, so she was wearing a cloak and trying to initially trick or find out information from Beatrice, aka B, but during the conversation, she found out B seemed to not know anything about that, to seem like a genuine nice person, if some of her beliefs may be not in the best interest of the miners, at least genuine and unaware that it wouldn't be in their best interest. After a while, Sleeves came up to get some healing, showing B's powers, then ran off back into the woods. Scratch decided to go snoop around in her house, read from her journal, and stole a hatchet.
It's called
Higgs.
foraging. Foxes are allowed to do that. You can't make it a law.
You're not allowed. It's not like there's a law against that. Higgs decided to go up and talk to me as well. At first, being deceitful or trying to, you all had a long conversation, learned a lot about how B and the Angels came to know Reverend Fern Rowe, had some theories about Fern Rowe and what was going on behind the scenes, but at least on a surface level, ruling out B and possibly even Lucille as a part of what was happening. You all left because B explained that you wouldn't be able to stay the night because she wouldn't be here, and tried to push yourselves to get back to Slate Cut in order to get to Odessa's house and meet the moles and get inside before the rain started coming down. You couldn't quite make it. The rain started to fall from the sky as in the darkness you heard Chops stop you in your tracks to inform you that they had been following you, that they no longer needed to, as they believed, keep you alive because they were told they needed to not kill you to find where you were going. And now that they know where you were going, they feel like that means they can kill you now. From Chops telling you all directly, you know that they're seeking to kill in this fight. They told you, we're gonna kill you. It's not very discreet. It's unclear about where, it sounds like they were just trying to get through that forest that stopped you from getting to the meteor, so it doesn't sound like they've been anywhere else. We talked a little bit about this at the end of last episode. If that's where they've been in the meantime, then they haven't gotten any healing. You don't know exactly, but there might be some opportunity to find out what's going on. As Chops is moving towards you, far away right now, unseen in the darkness, you hear thunder and a low rolling boom from the storm clouds above. Currently, the rain is still just drizzling, but in the distance back towards B's place, you hear it falling with increasing intensity as the forest reverberates with the rainstorm. You can tell that soon this intensity will make its way towards all of you in a matter of moments. You're seeing the edge of the full storm coming. Each round of combat, while fighting Chops, the storm will increase. After 2 rounds, all dex checks and saves will be made with disadvantage, but it will become easier to hide. After 4 rounds, the torch will be extinguished, and you'll be left in total darkness, except for the foxes who have short-range dark vision. Chops started this interaction quite far away from you to remain in darkness. It will take them more than 1 round of combat to reach you. Everyone can either ready and hold actions or affect the battlefield or positioning in any way that might, change the fight. You guys can get ready before they get to you. You see their eyes moving in darkness, and soon, if they're going to attack you, they will be in the circle of your torchlight. You will be able to see them. Right now, they are in total darkness. Even though you know their direction, any ranged attacks will still be made with disadvantage, and they effectively have half cover because you can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you all do before Chops gets there?
I cast Dissonant Whispers.
You?
No.
You what?
Nothing. Fox.
How much damage does my hatchet do? What are the stats on this out of character?
Out of character, your hatchet is not like a crazy... It's a simple melee weapon, but it is it's a hand axe. It'll fuck somebody up if you swing it at them. You can make the attacks with your strength modifier. So your hatchet would do, let's say, 2d8 plus your strength modifier.
And it's like a strength attack.
It's definitely
not,
like a
never a
strength
dex attack.
You're not dex based. Scratch is dex
And I'm
based.
not proficient in it.
You're not proficient in it.
Ooh, I gotta find a dex weapon somehow.
Like a
This is
knife?
just- I got a -1 to strength, guys. This is not gonna be a good.
There's got to be like a knife somewhere.
Not
It's
here
like
though. It's better than fists.
That's true.
If you use the axe as a throwing axe,
Uh-huh.
you could use dexterity,
That makes sense because it's a ranged
Okay.
attack.
but then you don't have it anymore.
Exactly.
You don't have like the cool D&D feature, like calling back your weapon.
I'll
That
keep it.
it'll be like gone
I'll keep
until you
that.
pick it up again.
Okay, I'll keep that in
well,
mind.
you can just find it in the rain and the dark. It'll be easy.
I'll keep it in mind. You're
I just-
implying I'm gonna miss?
Oh, I just
well,
you have an avenue to use dexterity.
Okay.
So, preparing actions.
should we roll initiative?
We haven't rolled yet. I want to know what you're doing before initiative starts because they're not going to get there in one round. This is like
Okay.
just before the start of initiative.
When they're one round away, can I rage?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can
Oh.
do that at the start of initiative
And then
or
I'll-
just before initiative.
I'll ready an attack.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready to start wielding my hand axe. Is like, I guess I'm ready to attack something. I don't know.
You ready an attack so you have a ready to action before the start of round one. So on your first, you effectively have like surprise round stuff, even though you're
Okay.
not surprised. Neither of you are surprised. You've just got like a full set of held actions. All right.
Okay.
So who's going to go in front is an important thing.
Sleeve's gonna be in the back.
Okay.
I'm in the back.
Scratch.
I'm in the front.
Okay.
You can come stand up here with me with your axe.
I'll be, I guess, slightly in front of them, but not in front of Scratch.
Also, let him hold the
And not-
torch. so
not
that
side by
he's-
side.
You already have the torch.
I have the
right?
torch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your hand axe is melee. So if they don't run up to you and they both get on, like mechanically in D&D, if they
Yeah,
both get
okay.
on Scratch, you have to go up to them to hit
And I
them.
guess I'll
so you'd be
stand,
up next
I'll
to Scratch.
stand with Scratch.
Can I prepare an attack?
Yeah.
Okay, I prepare attack.
Can I load a bullet?
Yeah, loading is like you don't. It's not even part of your object's interaction. Really, I guess it's like your free action, but you can hold your gun ready to fire.
Yeah.
Hold that action, and Scratch. You're prepared to rage and attack.
Yes.
You're all holding your actions. Scratch and effectively Higgs are in front. Odessa and Sleeves are behind for support and ranged attack. Chops moves up. At the start of round one, or what will be round one, everybody needs to roll initiative.
I got a nat 20.
I also got a nat 20.
What the?
It's the one thing I don't need a nat 20 on.
It helps.
What everybody roll for initiative?
10.
19.
21.
24.
Chops rolled an 8. So they go last. That
They-
is
they go
rough for
together?
them. I am just going to have them go together this time. I had them roll separately last time, but they functionally, you'll see there's perception checks to do. They're acting together.
Mm.
So that puts them at the bottom. So you guys will get all your held actions and your first round actions. They have run up to a point where they're visible dimly in the outer edges of the torchlight. I don't think anybody has to make perception checks. You can see that the sister is still badly hurt from your altercation with them earlier today. It hasn't even been a day since you've seen them. Her neck area is matted with blood covering her fur. It doesn't look like she's been healed. So it doesn't look like it looks like they might have been telling the truth, that they've been this whole time before they picked up on your trail again, just trying to get through the trees and the bushes and didn't do so. So they didn't like go to anybody yet. That also tracks with what they said in the conversation. If what they're saying is accurate, they haven't told their boss yet about the location. So it seems like they're very confident in their ability to win this fight. It seems like with those two things, they are making a very dumb choice in taking this fight, even though they're quite dangerous, as you've seen before. Like, you guys aren't high and dry and safe. It's scary, but like, they're making a bad choice doing this.
Let's mess them up.
Yeah,
It's like they don't know that Sleeves has healed some and we got some rest and
They-
I now have a hatchet.
As far as you know, you don't know when they picked up on your trail. As far as you know, they might not know that.
Okay.
You all see them in the dim light. They're not in melee range because they haven't had a chance to move fully forward. But if you'd like, you could definitely like move a little bit as part of your setting up action.
Sure.
Like close the distance in order to use your held attacks.
Okay.
as part of the things like you were going to do before round 1. Like that's totally fair.
I'm gonna go for it then. You're first, right?
I'm first, yeah.
The order is Higgs and then Sleeves and then Odessa and then Scratch and then Chops. So Higgs, you're up.
So I kind of get the sense that like we clearly have the jump on them. Like we're going to be able to.
Kind of, yeah. And
Yeah.
like you're mechanically, like you're holding
Yeah.
actions. They can't do that because they're sprinting towards you. Like
Right.
they're using all of their action economy to run before combat starts. Like you kind of have the drop on them,
So
even though they're like big dangerous.
They're wasting around.
So you're saying that like I can take 2 attack actions.
Yes, because you're holding your action, and then like later we'll go into first round combat.
Okay, I'll just run up and I'll take my first attack on the sister then.
You close a little distance and you take your first chop down on
Yeah.
Chops.
Yeah, this one is more of like a wild attack just because like they basically just showed up and then I ran forward just screaming and then just slashing wildly at them.
An important part of this combat will be managing the light source. You're holding it, so as you move up, you put them in full view for ranged attacks. That wouldn't be at disadvantage and half cover anymore. It's straight, but you're leaving Scratch and Sleeves and Odessa at the edge of the circle of light now. Like they're in the dim light now, so they'll be in darkness.
Which is good.
Could
Possibly.
be good.
Okay. I imagine a 10 does not hit.
A 10 does not hit.
Okay. So
You swing down and the rain, the drizzle is starting to come down, so you miss your footing a little bit and your foot slips on the wet earth, the dirt, the mud, and you just miss Chops. You graze her side.
okay.
Who wants to use her held action next?
I'll go for it. I'm gonna rage and then swing on the sister.
Okay. You close a small distance, you go into a rage, and you attack.
It's a nat 20.
I'm going to take those dice away from you, you bastard.
That was your gift to him.
What are you going for, a claw or a bite?
2 claw attacks.
Yeah, if you're using a claw attack, then you get 2.
Like I'm gonna roll just this first one then because it's a lot. 21.
Okay, roll your second attack.
That's another nat 20.
There's just no way.
You roll a lot of nat 20s, bastard. Roll damage again.
To be fair,
Someone's got to do it. It's
Eric
not
and
you
I
guys.
both got nat 20s on initiative as well. This
22 damage for the second one. So I run up and I close the distance, and then because I've got the extra pair of legs, I kind of like raise up, so I'm like leaning on my back 4 legs, so I can just use my front 2 paws to like slash and swing. And I swing with both of them for it's a total of 43 damage.
You swing with your strange mutated legs, really getting your front build up, and you claw out at sister,
Sister.
doing 43 damage. She looks fucked up. She looks bad.
but not dead.
If you're gonna plan to use your action you were holding it to fire the gun, Higgs and Scratch are like in front of both of them now, so you'd have to run off like into the darkness you'd either have to run up to them to be in the light and like shoot past Higgs, or you'd have to run to the right or left into the woods kind of, so you could get an angle where they weren't blocking your shot.
I think Odessa's gonna run up and take cover behind Higgs.
You're like leaning
So-
out beside him like Scooby-Doo through a door
Sure.
style.
I won't impose disadvantage or anything. You can just lean over behind.
I mean, mechanically, it's sound.
As mechanically as sound, it checks out. Who are you shooting?
Should I pop one in the sister?
Just load her up.
We might just take the if we had to choose one to question, I'd prefer to question the sister because she's less emotional and more stable generally.
That's fair.
But also we put so much damage into the sister, it seems like a waste not to finish her immediately.
No. It's like Pokemon.
Oh,
You know, you got to get them down to really, really low before you question them.
okay.
The logic is sound.
if we desperately want to, I mean, Sleeves could always revive one of them
I
after
would-
the fight.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Even with like the angel, like B, like she would, you know.
All right, go for it.
I think it's sound.
It's a 1.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That one with
Are we
our
playing
valuable
Phillip, are we
bullets.
playing with misfire rules? I assume we are. We
Don't
did
do
in the
it.
other
Don't do
campaign.
it.
Who cares about misfire,
All
dude?
right, we're gonna
Too much
ignore it.
gritty
Ignore it.
mechanics. This is a different season, all right? We can do different things.
Okay.
They made,
This one's fun.
Guns are better now. They make them in
Oh.
factories.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Anyways, no misfire. We're not playing with that this season. But as you go to reach around Higgs to fire at Chops, since this is all happening on top of each other, his arm movement up to swing like bumps your gun, and you luckily don't shoot him, but like you like fire off into the air all of a sudden.
Wait, that was an option. You could have hit Higgs.
And it hits the collar of my trench coat, blowing
The
out my
fourth
hole.
bullet
It
hole.
fires off into the air. Don't make me shoot you with a bullet.
No, just the collar of my trench coat.
You're asking for too much. You're walking a thin line here.
It's just a bit, Phillip. It doesn't matter.
I just want the bullet to whiz by me harmlessly.
Harmlessly.
But for the combat.
If I go
Lucky
to the
your
air, I'll
goddamn,
take it. I'll
lucky
take
your
it.
goddamn eardrum doesn't burst. You fire off into the air. You're down to one bullet. That's your held action. Sleeves, that's just you.
I'm gonna attack the sister with my bite attack.
Okay, you're getting right up in there. So I know you can use a key point to disengage, but the good thing about bite is that like it's grapple, but it does put you really up into the fray.
But if she dies, then it doesn't matter.
That's true. That's also true.
All right. There's a 15 hit.
A 15 does not hit.
Oh, Eric, don't die.
Oh.
Armor class is 17.
I'm never hitting her. It's not happening. I have to roll an 18 on the dice.
You just gave me such a look, but they have an armor class of 17.
For what? They have fur. Okay.
They're really. You got to make an insight check if you want information about their tactics, but it's not that you're like biting in and hitting hard skin. It's that you're missing your attack. They move out of
Right.
the way. They're
Right.
whipping and dodging and dipping and zipping, blah blah blah.
You're telling me the bobcats
So
aren't
you-
wearing armor?
you chomp on open air as she moves out of the way, moving towards her brother slightly, and dodges your attack. Into round one of combat. Higgs, you're up
Wait.
first. Yeah?
Can I spice up the action?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Spice it up.
I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna try to convince him not to attack us.
With your teeth?
Go ahead.
You don't have to attack us. We're just solid friends.
That's so sad. That's so sweet.
We can help you.
But you're still going for the bite? Like, I don't want to...
No,
And
this
you
is
clamp
after the
down
bite.
the empty space where her neck used
After
to
the
be.
fight. After the fight.
So you run up and try to take a bite, but in an "you're making me do this, I don't want to do this" kind of way. And you say that, and Chop says, "You don't have to want anything. We'll fence you up, and then we'll go back and tell them where the big mushroom is, and then we'll get rewarded, and you'll be dead, and that will be good."
Not if you're dead first.
Higgs, take your attack.
First on my turn, as my bonus action, as I'm like now up and close with her, kind of seeing her maneuver, I'm going to use my bonus action, Insightful Fighting, try to like gauge where she might be like limping a little bit or something. And mechanically, I make an insight check against her deception. And if I succeed, I get advantage for a minute on her.
Okay.
Got a 14.
She got a 7. They are not good at lying, surprisingly, even with their body language. And what you see, in fact, is their body language. So even mechanically, you just get advantage on her. I'll give you the information that I was referencing earlier is you're seeing their moving and acting together. They're giving what you're seeing in this inquisitive rogue feature, what you're parsing out in their body language is they're like giving each other subtle like hunting clues where they're not talking, but they're seeing the other at the peripheral. They know when to dodge, they know when to attack, and that also might add to their other abilities. Like this isn't just about dodging, this isn't just about their armor class. And you think about how much damage they were doing last time. Mechanically, remember they were rolling with advantage all the time last time while they were right next to each other.
Pack tactics.
That's a thing. They have a version of pack tactics, homebrew. That's what you get with your inquisitive rogue. Figuring out how to best them is you get that information and you can communicate it. But you do also get the mechanical thing about just having advantage on her now.
I'm going to swing down with
I didn't
my
know
hatchet
Higgs
again
was
then.
smart. This is the first we're hearing about this.
They have pet tactics.
I got an 18 on the dice. That's a 17.
You got a 17. You hit their armor class. You're so proud of
He's so
yourself.
back.
He's so back.
I'm sorry, what did you say the damage was again? 2d something?
2d8
2d8.
plus your strength.
-1. Okay, got it.
Got it.
But I also get, because I have advantage on her, I have sneak attack as well. That's 21 damage.
She's on death's door.
I say, not if we kill you first. And I take a swing kind of at her like bad leg and wound her like just enough to hopefully give Scratch a good opening to finish her off.
You get in
Or I
at
guess-
where her neck meets her shoulder of her front leg, where she took a bunch of damage where sleeves like tore at her flesh, and you sink the hand axe in. You hit bone. She yelps in pain. She snarls after the yelp and she says, "Bastard!" Sleeves, that's your turn.
Time to get your revenge.
Here it is. I'm gonna make a bite attack. 18.
18 hits. Roll your damage. It's so possible to kill her, even though you only do 2d6, or is it 3d6?
Isn't his bite stronger?
2d8.
2d8. Oh, your bite is stronger. I
He
forgot.
has like those
His
rows
teeth.
and rows of teeth.
He has the extra rows of teeth. Oh,
He's got little chompers.
it's so possible to
They
kill her.
love
2d8 plus your
shark fox.
strength.
Yes, plus my dexterity, which is the same
Or
as
plus your
strength. You can't win this. And he goes for a bite. 8 damage.
Oh, 8 damage? I'm sorry. Oh, that was rude.
Oh, that's it?
Well, it's just what'd you roll on the d8s?
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
The one's rough.
It's only +1. Oh, because you have +1 dex.
Yeah.
8 damage total. She's still alive. You sink into her flesh.
Sleeves is gonna use a key point to disengage.
Disengage. You're moving behind the rest of the group.
Yes.
Torchlight is flickering around you guys in this round 1 of combat. Round 2, the rain will start coming down harder as you hear the rolling thunder in the distance and the sheets of rain starting far away. Odessa, that's your turn.
Can you use a bonus action first?
Yeah, you can use a bonus action first.
So I have Misensnaring Strike. So I just thought that would be nice.
Yeah, you can do that if you're going to use your pickaxe.
I am going to use my pickaxe. I am going to... Oh my god, who am I hitting? Is she still alive? She's still up?
She's
Still up.
barely alive.
But then do I waste the...
Well, you could use
Yeah.
one attack on each, for example, if the first one kills her.
I think maybe if you're like ensnaring, you could just go after the brother. Because then like Scratch has 2 attacks. Surely you hit her on one
I'm
with your nat
confident-
20s.
I'm confident I'll get her.
If we don't,
I'm
then-
also going to be reckless attacking, so I roll with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
You got it.
okay. I will attack Brother Chops, and I will... What?
It's funny.
Brother Chops. We've said Brother Chops so many times.
It's like he's
just
a Mormon or something.
Brother Chops. Sister Chops.
I will run up and hit Brother Chops with the pickaxe, and then hit him again, and hold him there, with the pickaxe still in him.
You run up. So you're going to go next to Scratch. You're going to put yourself in melee range to make this pickaxe attack. You raise up and you swing down. Make your attack.
I got 24.
24 hits. Roll your second one just to see.
That's 22.
Both attacks hit. You raise up and drive the sharp end of this hand pick that you have kept on your overalls. You detach it, you raise up, and you swing down, piercing his back. You raise up again, and you swing down and hold it into his side, driving it in to hold him in place and make sure that he can't get away or do anything mischievous. Roll your damage.
I need to find
How
the-
did these guys mess us up so bad last
It's
time? What
12.
happened?
It's the one.
They haven't gotten a chance to attack. Their attacks are like
I
really
guess
strong.
that's true. Yeah.
They weren't attacking
haven't
last time.
gotten
They were
their
just
hunting
running
arms.
and like
Oh.
swinging out of defense.
They are throwing.
It's
That's what it
this
is.
one. The total damage is 22.
You drive your pickaxe into his side. So what roll does he make to get out of the grapple? He makes a save.
A strength save.
Makes a strength save. All right.
I assume he probably has pretty good strength.
I bet this
but-
guy
They're
gets,
strong.
gets out of it, but
Don't hate me, Abby.
Oh.
You guys have been doing really good this fight. I did just roll a nat 20. So this second attack, as you drive your pickaxe into him, he reactively rips his side away, and he isn't grappled, but you did hit him. You got anything else you want to do on your turn?
That's it.
Scratch, that's your turn.
I'm going to reckless attack so I can roll with advantage.
Okay,
On sister.
on the sister.
21 to hit.
21 hits. Roll your damage
roll
first
both?
because you might want to do the other attack on the brother.
All right.
Because you're doing a claw attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 14 damage.
That's got to do it.
Describe what you're doing as you take her out.
I mean, I think it's the same kind of thing where, like, even though the bobcat is like physically larger and more imposing than me, because I have the extra legs, I can like literally get above it and like put my weight down on it as I swing, slashing at, you know, its face and its chest or whatever.
Had to throw it in there.
You're rearing up, like almost your front four legs are almost like, you know, like a horse going up on its hind legs.
Yeah.
As you slash down at her. She doesn't get a cool line. She doesn't get a cool sting. She hasn't even been able to attack. As she drops to the floor, she will be making death saves. She is down. You have a claw attack left if you want to use it against the brother.
It's a 22.
That hits.
That's 16 damage to the brother.
You slash down at him, basically one arm at her, one arm turning to him, not even thinking about her as she goes down. You're in protect sleeves mode, and these guys are dangerous and need to be stopped mode.
Yeah, but thankfully Sleeves has been pretty well behaved this fight, actually. Like, decided to disengage, things like that. Like, it's not like last time where it's like Sleeves running out ahead and then immediately being like, oh no, ah!
There's probably some anger still from them almost killing Sleeves
Oh, for
mere
sure.
hours ago.
Yeah.
So you can get advantage.
So I can get advantage.
He already has
I
advantage.
have advantage on everything. It's fine.
That's why you have advantage.
Oh.
Chops goes down. The first thing she's going to do is make a death saving throw as it gets to their turn in combat. Finally, you guys are very, very good.
I got to hit, which is
How'd that
better than
feel
I've done
with
the rest
with
of the
hand
entire
axe?
game with the hand axe. Woo! I'm glad you picked up on that because I didn't realize.
Well, you've
that
been
it
begging
was
for a
setting
weapon
up.
the entire campaign.
She does not pop up. You see she kind of sputters. She looks like she's fighting to stay alive right now. Chops sees her go down, sees her drop all of a sudden. He's not very good at masking his emotions, remember? He's very surface level. Everything comes to his eyes. You see what he's thinking about. He seems conflicted, but he's going to dig in. He's surrounded by 3 of you. He's gonna take a risk and stay for now, because even though he sees Chops goes down, you just know he's thinking about the angels. He's thinking, that's not a problem. Chops, I'll bring you back. Let me take care of these chumps first. He's just so sure if he starts attacking that he's going to be able to drop you guys because he's a little dumb. He's probably most physically afraid of you, Scratch. Despite what he doesn't know anything mechanically about what's going on, or that he gets advantage. You're putting yourself way up in front of him. That's like mechanically why he gets advantage, is because he's probably going to go for you and have an easier time attacking because you're really getting up in there.
Yeah.
He's going to attack.
He has advantage.
But he doesn't get it on you guys, which is important.
Oh, because you're reckless, right? I forgot.
Yeah, I can tank it. It's fine.
Got the first one. He does make a second claw attack as well. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that on you too. 18 hits. First one is 17 slashing damage, which you have because you're in a rage. So halved to 8, and 19 slashing damage halved to 9.
Yep, I'm at 41.
So much health.
He slash, and you see for just a moment he's hesitating. He looks at the danger, thinks about the danger, really tries to understand what's happening, fails to understand all the implications and possible risks, and just decides to go with the original plan. He bounds out of the light of the circle into the darkness, taking 3 attacks of opportunity from all of you around him with melee weapons. So he can skitter up into a tree in the darkness and like have a bunch of cover and have you guys not be able to hit him. He's still going to try to do that even though things are way worse and this isn't going how they thought it was going to go. So he's trying to run off into the darkness. All you guys in melee range can make an opportunity attack if you'd like to.
Can I help Scales at all?
There's nobody named Scales, and also no.
Yeah, I know.
Got a 9.
24 to hit.
I got 20.
20 and 24 hit, and you're going for a bite, so you have the chance to grapple as well. Both of you do your damage first.
It's 11 damage, plus I think the grapple check, whatever.
15 damage.
26 damage total.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Make your grapple check. He will resist
And I do get advantage on strength checks because of raging.
I'll let you know, he didn't roll as good as he could have.
No, it's okay. I got a 9.
Oh, I was gonna say you got a 16.
I got a
You're gonna be like, oh, actually, I got a higher one, and then it was gonna be a cool moment.
No,
where
no,
you're like,
I got a 9.
9's pretty.
I'm not strong.
Okay. You tear at his flesh, but he rips his head away. Odessa, you scrape him with your pickaxe as he tries to run. Higgs can't quite connect. He slinks and bolts out of the circle of torchlight and into the woods. He uses his movement and a bonus action dash to get like 40 feet away into darkness and then also like scale a tree, which he does not, is not difficult terrain for him. He just goes straight up, bounding, like digging his claws into the bark and pulling himself up into the branches.
Yeah, run away, you coward.
He's in total darkness right now. The torchlight does not extend that far, especially as the rain starts to come down at the start of round 2.
Do we even fight this guy?
I don't want to.
I don't think we can chase him, like physically.
We have one more bullet in the gun. I think you could probably get up to him.
Like I got extra legs, so maybe I can try, but I don't think I.
Sleeves could like enhance ability something, maybe. I can find him at the beginning, and then we have torchlight on him at least.
At the start of this second round, the rain starts to come down harder as he bounds off into a tree. With the rain coming down harder, the torch isn't going out yet, but the light flickers even dimmer. All dex checks and saves will be made with disadvantage, but it becomes easier to hide. Fortunately, it becomes easier to hide for you and him. You all could hide if you want. It's an avenue you could take. Right now, it doesn't seem like you're on the, the losing side of this battle. His tactics betray his outward, whether he's doing it subconsciously or not. This slash and then try to slink back into the darkness tactics isn't somebody brave and confident and strong. It's like, oh shit, let's do what we said, where they can't hit us because Chops is down. I'll need to get the angels or something, and I'll go back into the darkness. They won't be able to hit me. So he slinks back. He takes that damage up in the canopy behind all the branches and hidden. Any range attacks will be at disadvantage, and he has 3/4 cover, which is like +5 to his AC or something.
There's no way to reduce that.
We could put him in light or something.
Well, the light, I think that's in light. It's already with.
If you ran up to like the base of the tree with the light, you might be able to not have disadvantage on the attacks.
And we also don't know where he is.
You technically don't know where he is. Like, you would have to be making a perception check or something as you like run in with the torch and try to like find out what tree he's in.
I also have a feature with Inquisitor Rogue that says I can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot hidden creatures or objects. So if I were to use my bonus action, would that actually like deduce where he is without putting myself in immediate danger if I fail?
Yes. You would be able to deduce where he is, I think, without being able to see him still. Like, you would know what direction he went in. You have that innate, you're hearing things, I guess, with your rogue specialties. You're very perceptive as a reporter. You know, sometimes pictures happen in the blink of an eye, the opportunity for a perfect shot, and you're always on the eye out for a good story. You can hear him and see him, so you know where he is in the trees.
Would you consider this bobcat a magical thing?
Where are you going with it?
What do you mean by magical thing? What are you
Tell me
I
what
hope
you
you're not.
wanna
I hope you
do.
don't want him to say magical object because he'll definitely say no to that.
Tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you yes or no.
I want to do detect magic. I can use my action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
But like,
Gave this to you very specifically for exactly this. So
wait,
yes.
literally?
It's just about the you guys don't know all the stuff yet.
That's so funny.
They've all got the roots, man.
It's inside.
He's
of
got
us.
a, he's got a root
roots.
sensor.
He's got a root sensor.
We got the.
That's so funny.
Shit. Dude, this is going so poorly for Chops. This was supposed to be way more like interesting and like, ooh, cool combat. Phillip actually set something up instead of just a hack and slash. And then you guys went in and bam, 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 bam. You're cleaning up so much.
I think-
yes. So you know where he is, Higgs, and Sleeves. If you
Well,
did detect
I
magic,
need to make the check. I need to make a
Nope.
check.
You'd also know where he is. Okay, you need to make the checks, but
Try to
Sleeves.
find him.
If I
I got death.
use detect magic, can I tell the gun wielder where to shoot?
We could give Sleeves the gun.
Oh, I like where this is going.
It's just if Sleeves had the gun, I would make him shoot with disadvantage anyway, so it doesn't matter if you got rid of the disadvantage by knowing where he is.
Oh, so we should give him the
And
gun
if you
anyway.
pointed him out to somebody else, he's still like in pitch black darkness. If you like pointed up at darkness 50 feet away, I still think you probably couldn't give Odessa like no disadvantage. And who knows if she even wants to use the last bullet, you know? So
I'll
All
probably
I'm
just
saying
do
is
my
if
stuff.
moles can shoot a gun,
they had
a
disadvantage.
fox can.
That
Oh,
was 3 moles as well.
you think with enough practice the moles could fire a gun without disadvantage?
Yes.
He's shaking his head no,
Yeah,
but I think
I
the
think
answer is
so.
yes.
I think they could get
They
there.
fired the gun, and the force of the recoil sent them flying backwards.
I
You don't
didn't
get
say
to
they
not.
had to reload
You
the
don't
gun.
get to not have disadvantage.
No, they would learn from the mistake and like they would prop it against something so it wouldn't be able to recoil back.
Okay, maybe maybe they could figure something out.
I think I
Okay.
still probably will do
So-
my stuff.
You're still gonna do your stuff. Sounds good.
I got a 16 on my perception check.
You know what tree's in. He did not roll high.
Okay,
He
good.
got an 11 on the dice, which makes it a 13, I think. I don't want to check. It's definitely not more than a 16. You see him as he moves off into the darkness, and you see the light throwing shadows on his trail. You know what oak tree he's going for ahead of him, even though you can't quite see past the bottom of the trunk.
How bad is it if I try to throw my axe at him after I run to the tree?
There's no
+5 to his
chance.
AC.
You have to hit more than a 20, right?
Well, but didn't his AC maybe go down because she's down?
Maybe.
Was that a thing that Phillip said? I don't remember.
I guess
But also, Phillip said if I throw it, I can use Dex.
probably still have to roll like a
Yeah,
really
I
high
know.
number.
I
It's
know.
also worth a shot though. 'Cause
Yeah, but then we don't have a hatchet anymore.
What's the worst
We'll
that could
find it
happen,
again.
guys?
You would bet that without his sister there to give him cues about when to dodge or when things were coming his way with almost imperceptible body movements, he would have a lower AC. You also know that being up in the canopy, it would be really hard to hit him because he's shielded by a bunch of branches, even though you know where he is. You don't know exactly if that means his AC is now higher or lower than it was, because you don't know how much boost he was getting. You don't know how much. You're not a mechanical,
Yeah, I know.
that's all high level stuff. So you know there's a trade-off. It's easier to hit and it's also harder to hit, so it might be like the same. You can choose whether or not you want to throw
Or
things.
you know what tree he's in,
Mhm.
and you're holding a hatchet, so you can like.
Start chopping.
How thick is
How
this?
big is the tree? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna before any of this happens, I'm gonna run up to the tree.
You run up
Torch.
to the tree. You see Chops up there. He freezes like a deer in the headlights as all of a sudden their genius plan didn't work and you guys just moved with the torch. And he's in sight now. He's up in the canopy. And he goes,
How's the weather up there?
bad.
I'm gonna try to throw my axe at him.
His demeanor is cracking. Go ahead and throw your axe.
Oh god.
I'll let you know just for fun, even though sometimes lots of people like to keep AC secret until you figure it out. His AC went down to 14 plus 5 goes up to 19. It goes down from 17 to 14, goes up to 19.
But you get to roll at dex though.
15 or higher. That's not unreasonable.
Possible.
That's an upgrade.
It's right next to the nat 20. 2.
Oh,
I got a
the
6.
hand axe.
I got a 6.
I can't believe we just watched him run up to a tree, shine up the light, and then just go. and like
Honestly, I don't think I got it high enough.
throw his hatchet as
There's
hard
no
as
way I got it high enough.
straight
You-
up.
You throw it straight up and then realize as it doesn't, like, the axe turns in midair and hits a branch with like the blunt face of the axe. It doesn't lodge in the tree and it starts to fall back down. You kind of have to duck and move out of the way as it clatters to the ground. Not clatters, as it thuds to the ground next to you onto the forest
could have
floor.
landed on you.
And Chops goes, looks like I still come out on top.
Can I grab it as a free object interaction?
Yes.
I pick the hatchet back up. I'll get you next time, man.
We have a merciful dungeon.
Can't run forever.
Sleeves, that's your turn.
How much action would it take me to climb the tree?
I would give you the same. You guys would have. I'm not gonna like try to screw you over. Like they have short range dark vision, you have short range dark vision. Like they can climb. They have a climbing speed that doesn't like slow them down. You guys got a climbing speed.
What do you think I should do? Should I go after him?
You could go for it if you wanted to. How much health do you have?
13.
don't go for him. Actually, I changed my mind. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
He does way more than that in a single blow.
What spells do you have?
They're all basically aid spells.
Okay.
If I die up there, I fall 50 feet. I imagine that does some damage to me and I die immediately.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I'm not going to try that.
I think you shouldn't die.
I'm going to use my action to give... Odessa, are you shooting?
I can pop one up there.
I like the sound of that. I can give her Bless.
Doesn't Bless hit 3 at a time?
It hits
At
3
level
creatures,
1?
Yeah.
That's true. I use Bless on Grape, Odessa, and Scratch.
Okay, everybody has Bless. You add D4s to your attack rolls and saving throws. Is that all for your turn?
I'm going to move to a point where I can bless all 3 of them and then move closer to the tree.
What's the range on Bless?
Probably 30 feet.
Is it like 30 feet? I think you could like cast it while you're in the middle of moving and
Yeah.
you get Scratch and Odessa behind you and Higgs ahead of you. I think that's fine.
Okay.
And you finish moving, so you're next to Higgs in the torchlight next to this tree where Chops is.
Right.
Odessa, you are in the darkness with Scratch, but it wouldn't be too hard to make your way to the light. You can see it ahead of you into the forest off the road. What would you like to do?
I would like to run up to the light and then take a shot at Brother Chops.
All right. If you run up in the light, you will not be shooting a disadvantage. You can look up and see him. He does still have, like I said, 19 AC. Make your attack roll as you take your aim.
Oh, what's in that one?
It's so sad.
This gun is
I guess
cursed.
it balances out the nat 20s from Ethan.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't complain so much about Ethan. You run up to the tree and shoot straight ups, and it's okay because we can blame this on Higgs again. Once again, this is all happening on top of each other, right? Combat is like not discrete. It's not actually turn-based. It's all happening within 6 seconds. So you're running as Higgs is actually running to the tree. He stops to throw. You stop to aim. You see the hatchet falling towards the two of you, and you also have to like duck and not potentially get an axe in the face. So you have to get out of the way, but your finger slips and you fire because you were going to fire. Gun is out of ammo.
Grape, I'm never going to marry you.
That's fair.
How's it make you feel?
I know it was kind of just like a bit that we were doing, but it does hurt a little bit. It's like, oh,
It's just not nice to
Maybe
hear.
were you starting to develop some feelings or something?
maybe there's like something. I don't know. It's been a big day.
It's Grape's
Actually,
big
it hasn't
day.
been. It hasn't not. It hasn't been 24 hours since I died.
Odessa, is that all for your turn?
Yes.
Scratch, that's you.
So how far did he get from me?
He's 50 feet out and 50 feet up.
I can't get to him.
You could
You
fly.
could get to like the area of the tree he's in, but you don't have a range thing. So
You could fly in a straight line. You could get to him.
I bet I can make that with bonus action dash. Sounds good. I got a nod from the DM. He's nodding. He's saying
shaking
yes.
my head
He's
no.
up and down,
Left
nodding.
and right.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna lose rage. On the way, can I try and like nick the falling axe?
There's no fucking way. You're destroying my fight. I'm not going to give you that.
Okay.
I don't feel bad enough. You can lose rage. It's okay.
I don't have another rage charge.
So in that case, are you just running up to like get with everybody else?
No, I'm gonna get in the canopy. I'm gonna take an action and bonus action dash. And I'm gonna run up right up to Chops.
You bound along with everybody else slightly behind as you start to move. But as they get to the tree and do their shenanigans about throwing axes and missing shots, you run past them and zag and dig your claws into the bark of the tree, pulling yourself up, and
Yeah.
you get up right next to Chops.
If you thought the
using all
bobcat
of your
was-
action economy.
that the bobcat was violently climbing that tree, I am like pounding 6 legs into the tree.
Wait, Ethan. That's with the barbarian extra 10 feet of movement?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I have to use all 3, but I get there.
You get there. You see on Chops' turn. She stays down in the darkness. She's far away as the rain's coming down. It's getting harder to even hear her slight breathing or anything as she's fighting to stay alive. You don't know what's going on with her. But
Good riddance.
you don't hear like a snarl or a word as she gets up. That's what you know.
We know if she got up, she would be quipping again.
And she'd be quipping. She'd quip.
Couldn't help it.
Can't keep me down.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Just like that.
Scratch, you're close enough to see Chops. He's thinking, eyes darting back and forth, like two ideas are like waging a battle inside his head, taking up all the space in there.
He only has room for 2 ideas.
He's only got room for
in his
2,
entire head.
and they're fighting to take over.
And one of them is one bobcat in a trench coat.
You see, as he looks towards the darkness where he knows his sister is laying, one of those ideas wins out as you're just closing the distance and getting within striking distance. He begins to leap through the canopy. He's going to use movement to start running. You get your opportunity attack as he does so, but you see he's like pulling himself along thick branches, bounding and leaping with the elegance of like a cheetah on land as he's moving through the trees. You can tell from his muscles and his grit and his face that he's overexerting himself as he does this, effectively taking on a level of exhaustion to go faster. But as he does and he's gritting, he yells out into the darkness to his unconscious sister. And he says, Chops! And he's running along and he's calling out behind it over his shoulder as he's starting to run. He says, I'll bring him. He'll heal you. I'm sorry. And he's running off. Would you like to pursue? Effectively, with this exhaustion to get more movement and using bonus action dash, he's going to outrun probably everybody unless Scratch or Sleeves want to take on exhaustion. Scratch, you might be able to, we could work out the math, you might be able to do it without taking on exhaustion, but effectively then you'd be the only person able to keep up. And so he'd be running off into the dark canopies and you'd be following him if you'd want to.
But if I can keep up with him, I'll get an opportunity attack every turn.
But if you get to a point where you're 200 feet away, then he might turn and try to say, I'll just kill you.
I get that, yeah.
But
Like, he's not looking he's not looking close to death's door. He's making a decision based off of, oh shit, this is going real bad, real fast, all of a sudden. But he's not looking like he's on death's door. Like, one opportunity attack isn't going to put him down. Another opportunity attack isn't going to put him down. You'll be far away from everybody else if you follow.
But one could grapple him.
Okay, so guys, I'm tempted to hit him with claws and like try to DPS. No.
Might as well try.
Well, if you just grapple on the opportunity attacks, then like there's a chance you grapple, and your actual turn could be just spent doing DPS.
That's true. Okay, yeah, I'll bite him then.
Go ahead for a bite.
Not recklessly.
And with bless.
I'm using the other D20 for you, Phillip.
Got 19 AC? Or no, not for you.
You're
Not
both
for
in
me.
cover,
For me,
so it's
he's
only
got
14.
That's so hittable.
I mean, that hits. That's 10 plus 1 plus 3 plus something plus proficiency.
Okay, so it's already at 14
Yeah,
for
yeah.
proficiency. He can do the damage. The vital thing is going to be the grapple.
13 damage. Then it's opposed strength.
You have advantage because you're rage, right? Or something?
Yeah, it's a 10 again.
What does he add to strength? That is a 12, so he succeeds. But
So
he
it's-
rolled a 6 on the dice.
So on opportunity attacks, grapple's probably worth it.
You take another chunk out of him as he begins to bound off through the trees. You're going to pursue after him.
Yes.
Okay, then we need to work out the math. He's got 50 action, bonus action. If he was running full speed and not taking attacks, he can move 150 plus level of exhaustion would basically let him do another dash. So like 200 feet of movement.
I don't think I can keep up with him. So I've got 45. 45 times 3 is 135. Plus another 45 for level of exhaustion is 180.
I mean, if you guys just have the same
That's
stuff.
if he wasn't taking attacks. If you got far, if like you were, well, I guess then
But
you
he'll
wouldn't
pull
even
away
be-
from me immediately.
You wouldn't even be in range for
Yeah.
an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. If you can't keep up with opportunity
He's
attacks,
just
it's
too
not worth
fast
it.
if he doesn't stop for anything.
Taking on a level of exhaustion is pretty bad for him, especially in the cold. If you guys pushed a slate cut in the cold and dark, you'd probably take on a level or 2 of exhaustion. So if that's where he's going, or if he's going somewhere else where he's like running for a while through the cold and the rain, even though he's an animal, he'll probably be very bad tomorrow.
Okay. But
he's not going to be good.
I am going to chase him without taking the level of exhaustion to force him to take the level of exhaustion.
Smart
Yeah.
bastard.
Because if he doesn't take level exhaustion, he doesn't get away from me.
Everybody sees Scratch and Chops rustling the branches into the darkness. They go out of sight almost immediately, but you hear them going farther and farther away. Effectively, rounds are over as they run off, and you'll be chasing for a while. You can make your way back as the rain starts to come down, and you guys need to talk about what you're going to do. You've got a couple rounds before the torch goes out, so you've literally got seconds, right? You guys are out in the middle of nowhere. The rain comes down. Scratch runs off, and you've got Chops with you on the ground, unconscious. And that's all for this episode of Fire and Smoke, Blight and Bloom. If you want to keep up with the show, follow me on my personal Dungeons TikToks.
Dungeons and TikTok. Dungeons and TikTok.
So tired. You can follow me on my personal Dungeons and Dragons TikTok account for all things Fire and Smoke at WitchDumphy, WHICHDUNPHY, locking eyes with Abby as we both say it. If you're enjoying the show so far, please be sure to leave us a review. Eric, you like reviews?
Yes.
We all like reviews.
Yeah.
So we really
We love
appreciate it.
them.
We all love
I don't like
reviews.
reviews as much as Eric likes reviews. Admittedly, he's like,
Eric's a big review
he's
head.
got a thing for reviews.
He's obsessed, man. You got a problem.
Yeah,
you got to
what's
cut
the-
this guy back.
what's
Maybe
the-
don't leave reviews. Am I right?
Okay, but leave reviews.
Okay, but actually,
Reviewer.
What's the movie
barely
website
know
where
it.
you like
Letterbox.
letterboxed? Eric, you have a
Oh.
letterboxed?
It's a letterbox.
Yes.
you want
he
to plug your
does.
letterbox? Screw Ethan's
Yeah.
game dev thing. What's your
Oh.
letterbox?
My letterbox is https://www.lettterboxd.com/
Yeah, what are you gonna make up here on the spot? Go ahead. Slash what?
Sleeves movie
Slash-
reviews.
Huh?
Slash sleeves movie review.
Yes, actually.
Your role playing letterbox. You do it in character.
Yeah. /sleeves /sleeves movie reviews.
A sleeves, an in character sleeves review of like The Dark Knight Rises.
And he's not 100% sure what tanks are, but like there was that little bit in the middle that was really cool.
Ethan, would you like to talk about your game?
No, I guess this week we're taking a week off from my game
All
development.
right, Ethan's.
Yeah.
There's no game.
Yeah.
Come back next week. for
Sorry,
game.
guys.
In the last 3 hours, he decided to stop developing games.
After dealing with these guys, I decided maybe games aren't for me. I'm gonna go find a lucrative employment in software development.
Abby, you want to plug Blake?
Yes. He's got Crohn's.
That's true. Represent.
That's his highlight. That's the first thing you mentioned.
No, Phillip, you got to represent for all the cronies out there.
Hashtag it can't wait.
What? What is happening?
You don't get it, Eric.
For Crohn's?
Eric, how do you not get it?
It can't
Hashtag
wait.
it
You're
can't
lactose
wait.
intolerant. You should get it.
Oh. Yes.
Blake, I'd ask if you want to plug Abby, but I'm scared.
Plug me.
Okay, you're amazing. You're working for the FAA.
You don't have to plug the FAA.
Don't put all her information out there. Plug in a funny way.
That's true.
Take it again.
Okay, in a funny way. Everyone should go get chickens because Abby owns chickens.
That's true.
Classic pair. Chicken girlfriend, Crohn's boyfriend.
That's true.
It just works.
All right. Check back next episode to see what the gang ends up doing with Chops and what they're going to do in this dire situation in the dark, cold, rainy night.
Slate.
Cut.
Cut.